A overtime stanza. Team RGM able to bring it back. $100. They looked like they were going to be the ones to take this victory. Not so fast. Team RGM come back. Still here, myself, Rhino, and Monkey Shines. And, well, we both made an ooh sound as we came back into this game. Monkey Shines, we weren't expecting this.
As the meme said, and then I took it personally. So Team RGM able to not only get a 2 to bring us back even, but also bring us into an overtime stanza. So genuinely would have loved to see what got us to this point. I have no doubt that we will continue on to do that, but it's all about the suspense. It is all about the tension. And we find that here in game number 1, because keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, winner of this one only needing one more to advance to play the behemoth, the buzzsaw that would be Overlooked. So got to build mental right here. You got to build that confidence, and being able to get an overtime win here, Rhino. I mean, that in and of itself, for Team RGM, again, you heard me again, not to dismiss them. It certainly is possible that Rocket League did not have them in this position.
No, certainly did not. As this ball comes around, just over a minute played of overtime. Let's see exactly where this one goes. And of course, this is a best of 3, so overtime in game 1 does lend itself to the idea that we will be having all 3 games. So a missed touch like that is not going to help Team RGM at all. Ball dropped down. It will be pushed away. Collected again, but Roma trying to get something going on the left. Ball into the middle. And can't get there. There is an opportunity off the left. Hudev can't get there. And oh my goodness, hello. Goodness gracious me. It's okay. We're back. Ball into the middle. And now the streamer's pulled.
But I will tell you, we continue on here in overtime one way or another. We do get fantastic action. There it is, right on the goal line, and looking to brute force it, not going to happen. So, look, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if we're going to get overtime. You don't know when we're going to get overtime. You don't know what you're going to see. And this on the edge of your seat is where we must keep you. So, a little bit over 2 minutes into our overtime stanza, looking to sneak that back. Find Patience, $100, looking to set up there. That one going to be just a touch off, able to get the send away now. We are officially at 1/2 of extra regulation. So, Rhino, my goodness, fine back and forth here. Just absolute clashing. Are they, however, back of the net, courtesy of Hazy. And game number 1 does not come easy, but with $100, able to make it happen.
Yeah, a bit of an overcommit downfield from Team RGM. They had to play an extra half of a game. But by the time that half of the game was finished, it was $100 who raced out to that 2-0 lead. Pegged back to there when we went off stream, and maybe Team RGM want us to play the whole thing off stream because it seems like that's the only time they can score, Monkey Shine.
Apparently so. I mean, to be fair, stream play does hit different than off-stream play. Not personally, but certainly when the lights are the brightest, there's money on the line, as you said, because the winner of this one actually is looking at some money. Not quite $100 just yet. Just that. If you can get past Overlook, I think you earn more than what you're getting out of this one. Of course, look, the fact that you walk away with anything is fantastic. Not just throwing shit on that by any stretch of the imagination, but Team RGM though showing that they were able to get on the board previously, but yippee-ki-yay to be able to start this one off. McLean with the fall all 6 seconds to make it 1-0.
Yeah, don't finish that quote, Monkey Shines. This is a charity stream, of course.
I was done. You heard the pause. You heard this.
I know. That's why, I'm just saying.
It's a family stream indeed.
It's a family stream. Those who know, know. Those who don't, don't worry about it. On the left-hand side would be Galax trying to bring this one away. Over the top comes $100 though, and clearance is good. RGM just trying to keep $100 at bay. Difficult though it may be. The angle not found. It doesn't matter. Hudev is waiting for that pass across the goal line, and $100 have doubled their lead.
And it is at this point, ladies and gentlemen, that Team RGM is begging for the stream to die. Please, oh please. We had this before. We are more than happy to get back to overtime, but we cannot have you watch it. So, and again, a very, very difficult spot for them, needing to win too. Meanwhile, for $100, just needing one more dub to be able to advance on to take on an Overlooked team that I assure you is just licking their chops to be able to take somebody down, to be able to take out their frustrations on either of these teams. Again, not to say that they can't get the dub, but it will be a mountain of a task to climb, as that one sent back off the side, going to be over into the corner. Team RGM may be able to advance here, back and forth challenge off the low there. Dangerous spot for the nudge over in the corner. And one thing that I have seen, Rhino, in the back of the net, courtesy of McClay, but I will say as we pause, have a look at Team RGM. I have not seen as many team bumps as we did previously.
Yeah, that is very true. The team's working very well with each other. They're able to, get those communications working out, avoid each other. That's something that we're happy to see for sure. As just take down just beyond the 4-minute mark. Whoa! To get your second of the game, Ahudev. Well, how's he found that angle right there? Beautiful work, double touch across the goal. And I think $100 took the overtime personally in game one.
Indeed. We, I do believe, have officially hit free play mode. That creativity coming out to say hello in the early going nudge over towards the 100, coming out around mid, going to send this one away from one side to the other, horizontally, interestingly enough, but the send away, the clear, and then some, might be able to get another one, pop back down, not going to be able to sneak that one by. So $100, right now, 4-0. They've been able to get that gorgeous double a little bit earlier on. And again, I think it is officially keep away time for him as well.
And I think that's Meezy, who has left the server from Team RGM. I do hope that's not a rage quit. It might be now. 5-0 to $100. And yeah, that is a massive mountain to climb. You see Galax in the middle there, also a little AFK. So this game could be done and dusted before it's even started, and everybody's gone. And the game is locked in. There you have it. Not the way we wanted that to end, but $100. They will go through. They will take the victory, and they will play Overlooked in the losers' final Monkey Shines. And I'm quite excited to see that matchup. It's not a game we've seen yet.
Yep, absolutely. And just an unfortunate tap out by Team RGM, but we continue on. So we have talked about these two teams, this back and forth. We saw Overlook a little bit earlier on. We've seen quite a bit of $100 going back to our pool stage as well. They have looked solid, but my question is, are they going to be able to match the speed of Overlook in the same fashion that Todd Fan Club has and quite possibly will again? Look, I didn't think Team RGM would be able to get to an overtime originally, but we saw how that went. And can they do it? Sure. Why the heck not? Anything is possible. Everything is impossible until it's not. But improbable, I think, is the way we want to go here.
Listen, if Chelsea can go 2-0 up against PSG in the Club World Cup final, which they currently are doing, by the way, then anything is possible in the entire world, right? Literally anything can happen. And we will see if it does. Best of 3 is out the window. A best of 5 follows this short break. We'll see you in just a moment.
The 3rd annual Independence Cup presented by Q90 is made possible with support from Bank of America. Bank of America's investment in communities extends further than their financial support locations. Whether it's supporting local nonprofits like Ability 360, or lending to small businesses that keep our economy running, Bank of America is committed to keeping our community healthy, stronger, and connected. What would you like the power to do? Ability 360 would like to thank Bank of America for helping fuel our 2025 Independence Cup. For over 40 years, Ability 360 has provided a vast array of programs and services to support the independence of people with disabilities under our 3 key pillars: advocacy, independence, and equality. As a nonprofit organization and the state's largest center for independent living, we offer group and one-on-one services that focus on ability versus disability. Ability 360 aims to provide opportunities for people of all ages with all types of disabilities. Some of our programs include information referral, peer support, non-medical based home care services, sports and fitness programs, home modifications, and employment services. To learn more about our services and how you can support our mission, please visit our website at ability360.org. The third annual Independence Cup presented by Q90 is made possible with support from Guild Mortgage. Guild Mortgage is dedicated to making homeownership a reality through personalized service and fostering strong, inclusive communities where everyone can thrive and achieve their dreams. Their commitment to community impact ensures that every individual has the opportunity to build a secure and fulfilling future. Ability 360 would like to thank Guild Mortgage for helping fuel the 2025 Independence Cup. The third annual Independence Cup presented by Q90 is made possible with support from Gust Rosenfeld. With over a century of legal excellence in Arizona, Gust Rosenfeld draws upon their long-standing experience in a variety of practice areas for clients ranging from Fortune 100 companies to public entities, private held companies, and individuals. Gust Rosenfeld is honored to have a firm partner serving on the Ability 360 Board of Directors, furthering their commitment to the mission. Thank you to Gust Rosenfeld for helping fuel the 2025 Independence Cup. With over 30 years of experience in assisting centers for independent living, Q90 has long been an advocate for inclusivity and independence. Ability 360 would like to thank Q90 for being the presenting sponsor for our third annual Independence Cup. Led by a fun, confident team dedicated to integrity, Q90's support has been monumental to the success of this all-inclusive esports tournament. To learn more about Q90 and their mission, visit
Welcome back, everybody. And that last game finished in a little bit of suspicious circumstances, but I can tell you that this next one will not. Two teams that have looked so good across the tournament. Overlooked versus $100. They have both locked in $75, but they want to go one further and go to that grand final for a chance to play for 10 times that reward. I'm Rhino, joined by Monkey Shine and Monkey Shines. Two teams that came into today undefeated, two teams that have looked good consistently. Overlooked $100. Where do you think this one is going to go?
I mean, conventional wisdom. I think we quite possibly a sweep in favor of Overlook. I think that's where conventional wisdom goes. But as we have learned, I think we would talk about maybe Overlook getting that dub over Todd Fan Club a little bit earlier on. So you know what? $100, go out there, do a thing, be somebody. I think ultimately, again, it is officially game by game, bit by bit, straight out of the gate for these folks.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's an opportunity, and it's just not going to go over the line for Overlooked. Get an early opportunity inside the first kind of 15 seconds, and they can't make it work, and that pass inside isn't good enough, but it might find another teammate, another goal line save. $100 keeping Overlooked out for the moment. It's now the ball into the middle from Ian Pinheiro, but he can't find much else. And $100 survived the opening salvo from their Sam.
And you got to wonder as well, you know, we talked about what that, oh my goodness, McLean able to get on the board. But to finish my thought, you got to wonder what the mental carried over from the game, from the series, beg pardon, against Todd Fan Club, right? Does that carry over here? Is there lethargy? Is there a hangover? And again, keep in mind, these folks have been waiting around all of this time to be able to, and I think as well as $100 is playing right now and almost making it 2-0. Rhino, Overlooked does not look as speedy as they did previously. Oh my goodness, they did there momentarily, but the defense, it has been as locked down as we saw with Todd Fan Club thus far, and absolutely critical for $100 to be able to grab the dub here.
Oh yeah, and McLean sold himself a little bit there. If that shot came in, I'm not sure he's making the save. Either way, it does not come through. The pass a little bit ahead of the player. Now this clearance goes away towards the back as Overlooked look to try and move back forwards. Ian Pinheiro once again looking for the pass. The bump is in! And Unbroken is the man to get the final touch. But that is absolutely beautiful. It's just one bump on the goal line and everything else falls into place like dominoes.
Gorgeous work there. Shades of Cam, dare I say. Of course, Overlook provided that themselves as well in that absolutely tremendous upper bracket final. And might we see that again? I mean, again, treated to a miraculous, spectacular 3-2 reverse sweep dub by fine folks out there at Todd Fan Club. And my goodness, you got to think as well, Rhino, would absolutely adore, would absolutely love a second shot, a chance for revenge. Would Overlook be? So, I mean, so much in the cards here. $100, absolutely a huge win for them. Would this be? I would certainly not have had Overlook down here in the first place, let alone the potential for them to leave before we got to the grand finals.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. And $100 looking like they're equals right now. As with, yeah, it's still just over half of this game to go. There is still a lot of this story to be written. Ball goes over the top, cleared away by $100 down the left-hand side, looking to move this forwards, but it's a big win by Unbroken. Will be given a chance to get back on defense this time as $100 thought they had a moment there to go forwards, but there was actually a bump on the back lines. Overlooked pushed back, and $100, they look like they're the ones in the ascendancy. They look like they're the ones with the offensive pressure. And in the end, Overlooked are able to break free, trying to get the double, doesn't find it, and actually there's a breakaway, and somehow Hoodever's been able to go unscouted in the middle of the field, 2-1 to $100.
My goodness, straight down center field, and we are talking 2-1, and I will say, Overlooked, they are speedy. They are absolutely speedy, but comparing what we saw in games 1 and 2 in that series against Todd Fan Club, I mean, practically look stuck in mud. Like I mean, maybe even molasses. This is a team certainly beautiful from what we're seeing at $100. I mean, coming into this one, able to get that win, previously, I think we both kind of looked at that and said, yeah, probably the way it's going to go. I don't know that I had this one on my scorecard. Of course, plenty of time left to go in this one and overlooked. So very capable of scoring in a hurry.
Here they are. This one now down the right-hand side will be picked up by Pinheiro. It's the ball inside once again. Overlooked, just trying to break the lines, but not a lot of boost to work with for Overlooked, which is a surprising thing. They seem to have the possession, and there it is. You felt like it was only a matter of time. Unbroken finds the left side of the goal, finds the finish. 1 minute 20 remaining. It's all square.
Unbroken Austin on the coast, or on the cusp, beg pardon. I guess the coast, that also works, of a hat trick and a savior. So leading the charge, dare I say, for Overlooked. And again, when you have one player, we've seen it a couple of times for Overlooked. They've had one individual kind of step up and lead the charge, take the reins for them. It's been pretty effective for most of this event. Unfortunately, falling last time around to Todd Fan Club and gonna be able to get the save there is $100, and they have been playing goal line defense so expertly well, but there is the hat trick for Unbroken. And to be fair, an absolutely gorgeous save, but just not able to do much after it. Overlooked, just absolutely bunching up on the goal line. And now we're talking 3-2 in favor of the Sam representation.
Yeah, it's a great finish, and the Argentinian starting to really get a foothold in this game number one. But McLean, well, he's not done yet. He wants an opportunity, and now Hudev into the middle will be cleared away by Overlooked. The first time of asking, but 100 boosts stolen there. It's nice work from Hazy. It's Overlooked. I have to get back on defense now, going over the top, trying to find a way through. Hazy blocks them off to start with. That right-hand side, and Overlooked, they get beyond the attack of McLean as well, but Hudev is waiting to pounce off the right side. Backboard defended for the moment by DePluto, and an opportunity there for $100 in front of goal. They don't find it, though, and the counter-attack comes through. Overlooked might have an empty net to aim at. Double touch from the heavens. No, saved away.
It does appear that the fluidity that we saw from Overlooked previously in their games 1 and 2 against Todd Fan Club, it does appear that that's come back here in the later going, and indeed just needing that one to touch. And we may very well be talking about an Overlooked dub, but it does keep moving, at least for the moment. Pop that one off the wall. Indeed, it will touch. So Overlooked able to take game number 1 in this best of 5 here in the lowers. Of course, winner of this one going on to the grand finals. They will be at a 1-game disadvantage against Todd Fan Club. But again, right there at the end, Rhino did appear to pick up the pace a little bit more. If Overlooked is able to carry that over within the next minute or two into this next game, we may be able to land, but still tons of time, of course, for $100 to prove us wrong there. Or me.
Yeah, absolutely. And hey, I mean, you have to remember as well that the last time we saw a best of 5 that include Overlooked, they won the first game by a goal. They won the second game by a goal. Things started to fall apart for them. So $100 not out of this yet. They've already shown a lot of resolve so far in this tournament. They're going to need a little bit more of that if they are to get back in this one. But Overlooked, they've started the way they would have wanted to. Not necessarily with the performance, but with the victory in game number 1. Can they go to not just series, but grand final point?
Yeah, it's genuinely curious to me what's going to be happening here, right? For $100, if they are able to get on the board here yet again, like they did in game number 1, they can certainly build upon that, and no reason to think that they can't. They've played expertly well on the goal line, of course, letting 3 through 100%. But I think coming into the day, if you said, hey, Overlook, however, is going to be down there, they're going to meet $100. I don't know that I personally would say, I don't know that we're going to see a series per se. I think it might be a masterclass in offensive work there. But no, $100, they have been able to lock in. They have been able to drape the steel curtain for the most part. They were able to even slow down Overlooked to a degree. And back and forth, this one does go. And I would argue that the mental right now, it can be built, will be built for either of these teams. But there is a fragility to the confidence right now on both ends of the pitch. So I feel this one up for grabs 100%. Is going to be able to grab that 100, carry across the backboard, and looking to advance off the dome. Indeed, able to get it off the opponent, and now dashing along the wall, looking to cut back, able to get it past one. That shot not going to be on, and again, the ability, Rhino, to keep up with that speed on defense. That is what may win the day for $100.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great pass into the midfield from Overlooks. They tried to find their teammate and just unfortunately didn't go their way. There was a $100 player back to make the stop. But now there's an opportunity here for $100 to counter-attack. Will be picked up by DePluto, who I think it's fair to say has been considered the third man for Overlooked, but what you often find with a lot of these SAM teams, and no disrespect to the region itself, but that's just the way that they play, is you don't really have a third man. That kind of the third man doesn't really exist. You just kind of have a 2.5 man who's still gonna support you, still gonna move forwards in offense, but maybe just sits kind of on the midfield line rather than right in the face of the opposing net. And that is where DePluto has been deployed so far today. And Ian gonna pick this up on the right-hand side. Ball back in. There's an opportunity here for $100. What a redirect! That one goes onto the crossbar. Surely will be finished. And McLean will claim it.
$100 able to get on the board here yet again. Gorgeous touch, gorgeous follow as well. So, and I will say as well about that playstyle, don't exactly hate it. Like all different regions, they have all different playstyles, and Overlooked, obviously, it's been successful for them. Struggled a little bit here in the here and the now as well, but $100, my goodness, they just continue on. It's been so impressive to see the teams here as we've gone on, here towards the end of the event, that again, they have just kept up. They haven't been intimidated. They say, we know what we are confident about. We got here for a reason. We know the play style that we personally have, not even just necessarily about the region, but what we do best. However, that one right in front of net. And my goodness, yet again, $100. It is the investment in defense that may pay dividends here, but this one not going to be able to follow up and step back. Oh, no, big pardon. It is the bounce by Unbroken. We've seen this a couple times, Reno. It is the slowdown that maybe we didn't expect, a fake, something like that where we paused. Maybe expect a double. Did not happen. Instead, we are talking about a tie ball game. Just over 2 minutes left to go here in game number 2.
Yeah, this is honestly the level that $100 are at. And again, it's no disrespect to them, but if you kind of make a sudden motion, they will jump. They will start to get a little bit concerned. And there's also a bit of aura about the fact that you're a professional Rocket League team. Overlooked, they're contracted to that organization. So $100 are kind of looking on the other side. They're going, oh, they know what they're doing. We need to show them as much respect as possible. So everything that moves forwards, every kind of fake that Overlooked throw, there will be someone on the $100 side that jumps for it. And I think I just saw a bit of a triple commit, if not all three members of Overlooked in a very similar position. It's not going to catch up to them just yet, but if they get to the grand final with Todd Fan Club and they keep playing like that, then, well, it might be quite a quick grand final.
Indeed, and we were treated to a full count with regards to that winner's final, so hopefully that would not be the case, but yeah, I mean, again, we did see a tremendous shift in momentum there. Again, Todd Fan Club able to get the reverse sweep, as I say, but just south of a minute now, we have ourselves a tie ball game. Of course, Overlooked taking game number 1, a single solitary goal. As my colleague said, we saw that in games 1 and 2 versus the aforementioned Todd Fan Club. Is now Overlooked looking to sneak that in. Gorgeous touch. Great placement. And indeed, Overlooked grabbing that 1-goal lead, but still 38 seconds left to go in this $100. They can still bring this even.
Yeah, absolutely. So that one goes over the top right corner. It's the man we've not talked about all that much. I said he was playing kind of a 2.5 man, but actually he's just there on the scene in the top right corner. DePluto scoring to give Overlooked the lead with 30 seconds remaining. As we've already mentioned, though, we've seen Overlooked lose a series from this position before. We would hope for their mental going into the grand final that they wouldn't do the same, as they look to now extend to a 2-goal lead. Gonna happen just yet. Ian trying to bring this through, cleared away by $100, and actually they've got the opportunity. Double touch here, angle not found, cleared away by Overlooked on the goal line. That should, by all accounts, be all she wrote for game 2. The ball will drop and it will be collected, and there needs to be another person there. It will stay up in the corner. Overlooked keeping it alive just as much as $100 are. Surely this ball will drop any moment now, and there it goes. Floor hit, Overlooked 2-0 up. 1 game away from a chance at revenge against Todd Fan Club.
I feel, again, that we would be remiss if we didn't wrap back around and note that up there in the upper final, we were talking about this exact same thing. Game one, a 1-goal win. Game two, a 1-goal win. And then it was the rapid fire turnaround. Although I will say, around one thing that we do have to take note of, regardless of the dubs, the scoring explosion, it is not there.
No, it's not. And again, this is something that we started to see with the Todd Fan Club game, right? Where the first two games weren't the highest scoring affairs. They didn't have the most interesting offense happening. And then I seem to remember game 3 being, what, a 10-goal game? 7-3 in favor of Todd Fan Club?
And then, well, game 2, I think it had 9 too as well. In game 2, I want to say.
Oh, yeah, maybe 5-4. You might be right.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've not seen, as you say, we've not seen the fireworks that we expect, certainly from the teams that have entered the field. But that is credit to the $100 defense, which we're back. We're back. We're back with the caster cursing. We're back with say it and it goes
These poor
wrong.
people.
Yeah, I mean, $100 hate us. $100 hate this stream right now. They're struggling with what we say.
Well, all that said, it is a scant 1-goal lead, and still, of course, tons of time. But we were talking about the potential for Overlook to get that sweep against Todd Fan Club, but potential is nothing in this case. And I know, $100. They know, hey, they've been there step for step for the most part of this series, and even down one, much like Todd Fan Club. They're not stressing, and nor should they, honestly, at this point. But they got to find a way to stress the opposition. So we saw how successful Todd Fan Club was with getting into the head, just denying advancement anywhere around the pitch, just simply getting in the way. I would say passive-aggressive on the bumps, anything, just swat the passive away. Incredibly aggressive with regards to the bumps. So you got to wonder if that might be something that they bring out. But to the credit of Overlooked, again, I think are officially in the and then I took it personally stage of the program.
Yeah, I think it will be. I mean, they know what we've been saying, right? They know how the game went against Todd Fan Club. They know that they lost this game number 3 and then 4 and then 5. So I think they did take that quite personally. They definitely want to make sure that they try and, well, turn their fortunes around. Try and get this game 3 done and dusted, see it out in a sweep so that they don't have to be reminded of their past and they can just go ahead with the revenge storyline. But Hazy is blocking their path. He's getting a big save there. There's another opportunity. The angle not found. Ian tries to find something else there, but the ball cleared away by $100.
Now, I will say this. Obviously, there's still tons of time left to go in this game, quite possibly this series. But if this is the team that shows up against Todd Fan, I don't know how I'm feeling about that if you're rooting for Overlooked. I mean, still just a touch slower than we saw coming into this one. Set up right down the middle, but no. And again, $100. Their defense saving the day for the time being. Didn't get on the board, obviously, but again, can take their time. It kind of has the feel of an overtime stanza right now. You're only down 1. You can bring this one even. You've got almost a half game of regulation to be able to knock this one up. And it still feels like $100 is here. It looks like they're capable of getting in. However, marvelous defense on one end of the pitch. How about even more on the other side? Is now Vibe and Juke and Jive and looking to drop this one down, but denied and blowed up. As now looking to set up your center field yet again, but the Nigel Long looking to rush up now is $100 to quite possibly bring this even, but now the sent away courtesy of Overlook. And now we start to see the speed coming out to say hello. Carry out across there, not going to be able to sneak past, met as if a shadow. And Overlook now stepping up. Again, the clock there, best friend, at least in this moment. And again, escorting it along the back wall, denying $100 that opportunity multiple times. That one not going to get past either. So now locked in is the Overlook defense when it matters most. And dare I say, Ronald, one more goal, we could be done here.
Yeah, absolutely. A second goal for Overlooked you'd think would be the end, but actually $100 don't want to signal the end. They don't want to throw in the towel. They don't want to wave the white flag. They've got an equalizer in game 3, and Overlooked are looking over their shoulder right now, wondering if the demons of the past are coming home to roost.
And from one end of the pitch to the other there as well. That is an open net. However, it will not find the back. Will that carry But I will say overlooked again. We saw the air dribble bumps previously. We saw that ferocity, that tenacity from them previously, and just one of those rounds, just one of those perfectly placed may very well cause them to walk away with a sweep. But I will say, even though it would be a sweep in that case, if that happened, it is not dominant by any stretch of
No.
the imagination. It is not something that you say, oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, we won 3-0 and everything. It's just not the level of confidence that you would typically have coming out of that. So, again, I don't know exactly where the mental is going to be going up against Todd Fan Club if they're able to get there. And on top of that, if Todd Fan Club's able to come out there and score in a hurry. But we are far from there just yet. We still have ourselves a tie ball game. We got to see some overtime against Todd Fan Club a little bit earlier on, and $100 may very well be on the couch. But both of these teams, there is your bump and right up. The air dribble bump.
Yeah, how many times have we seen that this weekend, right? Unbroken goes over the top. I think he was getting the beat on his opponent before getting the bump, but it's just a nice little sprinkling, right? It's just a little bit of finishing salt on the top of the steak, right? It's very, very nice to see. And actually, McLean makes 2 miss with 2 fakes. There's a chance here for $100 to get back into this one off the backboard. Ian's going to send it wide over to the right side, and with 20 seconds remaining, they want to keep this ball in $100 half in order to make sure that they don't get the equalizer. They don't take it to OT. Doing a good job of that so far, but a big pinch away from Hazy. Back into the middle. That's a miss from Hudev. Ball into the corner. 0 seconds on the clock. Got to keep this ball alive now if you're $100 down the right-hand side. And that should drop, and there it goes. Overlooked. They excise their demons, and they will be up for a redate, if you like, a date number 2 with Todd Fan Club, this time in a best of 7.
Redemption arc is officially on the table. However, they do start down 1 game, the game advantage for the opposition. And I will certainly give flowers, right? A sweep is a sweep. And call it gritty, right? In terms of what that can do for your mental, you have been in a position where there are multiple occasions there where we could have been talking about a loss, game to game, maybe even series as a whole. I mean, the way they were playing, they could be done, but they were not. They went out there, they held on, they were able to get a sweep. At the end of the day, that is where you start. That is the kindling that you start to fight to get that you start to light to get the flames headed up now. And now they head up there to meet once more. But again, it is a fragile confidence. They need to put the pedal to the metal yet again, like we saw, because honestly, my guy, that was not the speed that we saw previously. It was able to be stymied previously against Todd Fan Club, and they got to find a way to get it back.
They certainly do. You can see there how we got here. The top 8 bracket is closed off. Todd Fan Club versus Overlooked is your grand final, and we will be bringing that game to you right after this very short break. You won't want to miss it, folks.
The third annual Independence Cup presented by Q90 is made possible with support from Rhine Companies. Founded in 1938, Rhine Companies builds spaces where people thrive. Their support for Ability 360 reflects their commitment to inclusive communities, empowering individuals of all abilities to live independently and engage in life fully, building a future that's more accessible, equitable, and welcoming for everyone. Thank you to Rhine Companies for helping fuel the 2025 Independence Cup. For over 40 years, Ability 360 has provided a vast array of programs and services to support the independence of people with disabilities under our three key pillars: advocacy, independence, and equality. As a nonprofit organization and the state's largest center for independent living, we offer group and one-on-one services that focus on ability versus disability. Ability 360 aims to provide opportunities for people of all ages with all types of disabilities. Some of our programs include information referral, peer support, non-medical based home care services, sports and fitness programs, home modifications, and employment services. To learn more about our services and how you can support our mission, please visit our website at ability360.org. The third annual Independence Cup presented by Q90 is made possible with support from Guild Mortgage. Guild Mortgage is dedicated to making homeownership a reality through personalized service and fostering strong, inclusive communities where everyone can thrive and achieve their dreams. Their commitment to community impact ensures that every individual has the opportunity to build a secure and fulfilling future. Ability 360 would like to thank Guild Mortgage for helping fuel the 2025 Independence Cup. The third annual Independence Cup presented by Q90 is made possible with support from Gust Rosenfeld. With over a century of legal excellence in Arizona, Gust Rosenfeld draws upon their long-standing experience in a variety of practice areas for clients ranging from Fortune 100 companies to public entities, private held companies, and individuals. Gust Rosenfeld is honored to have a firm partner serving on the Ability 360 Board of Directors, furthering their commitment to the mission. Thank you to Gust Rosenfeld for helping fuel the 2025 Independence Cup.
It's got boom off that wall. Dynamite off a mountain, man. You gotta get in and get off. You do each move what you just did there, you got it made. So we gotta perfect that every single time, every single time, every single time. To be able to be intricately involved and be a part of someone's success, it's very satisfying for me as a coach. My name is Frank Soul. I am a triathlon swim coach. I've been here at Ability for a few years now, doing exactly what I love to do, coach athletes. As a volunteer coach, I work with a lot of triathletes. I'm also fortunate enough to be able to bring some of my own athletes in here. But we come here and we work with athletes in the water, getting them prepared to swim, teaching them how to swim. We've run countless clinics here, one-on-one programs. So I literally cover the entire gamut of the athlete in their preparation. What I get out of coaching people is the satisfaction of watching people maybe be at one level who move up to another level and then move up to another level. Good or bad? No, it's great. I'm really blessed that my father taught me this years ago. He always taught me that you got to give before you get. And I didn't understand that as a young man until I started giving. And then all of a sudden, things start to show up in my world. We give because we believe in what Ability 360 does. I see it, I live it, I know the heartbeat of this place, and that's why we give, and that's why we love to be a monthly contributor here at Ability 360. Anyone who is considering making a donation, I would tell them to come to Ability 360 and experience the environment here, the staff and the people, and I think that will speak volumes, and you'll walk away with a very, very keen sense of saying, this is where I want to be involved, this is where I want my resources and my energy.
Be like Frank and join the High Five monthly giving group. Your contribution will help support the programs and services at the Ability 360 Sports and Fitness Center. You choose the amount and we'll make sure that every dollar goes back to empowering people with disabilities while giving them the power of community and accessibility through our fully adapted sports and fitness programs. Become a High Five member today by visiting ability360.org.
competition have culminated in a best-of-7 grand final between Todd Fan Club and Overlooked Esports. Monkey Shines is still with me, as he has been this whole weekend. And Monkey Shines, we have got an absolute blinder of a final to bring to the people.
If the winners final was any indication of what we have to look forward to, ladies and gentlemen, settle in. Make sure that you have yourself a snack. Make sure that you have yourself a drink. Make sure that your fuzzy slippers are on, because look, I'm here for Champions Field. I know, look, we've been here to this point. We might as well go there. But I will say right now, keep in mind the game advantage towards Todd Fan Club. They have been sitting around, right? I have no doubt they've jumped in free play and the like, but they have not played since that very series. Yeah. But ultimately, I think the confidence that they've had, the confidence of having that game in their back pocket, even if they lose, fine, we're back even, things of that sort. It's going to be absolutely critical for Overlooked. They got that dub. They got the sweep. It was a grinder. They have to find a way to get on the board here in a hurry. They have to find a way, my goodness, to step up or step on. And Kazi just going to kick this one off. All of 7 seconds in. Gets the lead of the layout pass on the side, and we saw that previously in this series right now. Oh, so effective it continues to be.
And the difference between $750 and $150 is simply 4 games of Rocket League. And Todd Fan Club, they've already got one in the bank. They're looking to get their second one on the board. They might have been sitting around. They might have been twiddling their thumbs. But Monkey Shines, they have absolutely come into this game number 1 of this grand final with what seems to be a chip on their shoulder.
Indeed, and which is wild, because honestly, they have no reason necessarily to have a chip on their shoulder unless it was the suggestion that they might possibly lose, and they're just looking to put any suggestion to that out and away in the bin. But my goodness, already 2-0. You've got that one game. You just need 3 to be able to walk away with that huge jackpot prize deletion there. But again, Overlooked, just trying to bring this back to their speed. And honestly, right now, Rhino, I mean, I've said it before, and it almost sounds silly, but we talked about it yesterday. So no, I am going to mention it. Just trying to find a way to go out there and have fun, because that's something that Todd Fan Club has been able to do, and we see the position that they're in. If Overlooked can do it, if they can find a way to just kind of chill out a little bit, to have some fun, that's dangerous. And indeed, the Bluto going to be able to crack the goose egg for Overlooked. Tremendous carry on that one. It was the slowdown, and my goodness, able to get the demo, but ultimately 2-1 in favor of TFC. Here comes Overlooked.
Yeah, the demo on Takazi was the thing that, I mean, there was a likely goal either way. De Pluto had that ball basically glued to his bonnet. But Kazi being taken out, being that last man, being the last line of defense. Oh my goodness. And that is exactly what the Todd Fan Club defense can do. That's Camster getting a hand up at the back post. And that might be a tilter for Overlook, to be honest with you. You think you're getting the leveler, you think you're getting back into it, and all of a sudden, Car comes from out of absolutely nowhere and denies your second goal of the game. There is still Overlooked being aggressive, still finding a shot, and a double commit on the goal line will not be exploited yet. Overlooked, though, in the ascendancy.
And it was a level of aggression that afforded TFC the opportunity to get that reverse sweep, to be able to, you know, after going down a couple, right, and they were 1-goal games, absolutely came back around in that game number 3, got a significant victory, a lockdown victory, able to win by 4, and this is the thing, they have been able to bring this out there. They've been able to go back to the bumps and the demos. If you are Overlooked, you got to bring that ferocity right back. I think they've done a really good job here in the early going.
Yeah, I think they have as well. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And hey, there it is. A quick 2-goal lead, completely erased by Overlooked. And a double commit from Todd Fan Club. That's an error on their side. 2 misses on that same ball. Overlooked take advantage. They make the finish, and we're all square with about half the game played.
Now, this looks familiar. This looks very, very familiar. The defense optional moments from what we saw in our games 2, games 3 in the previous series, and Overlook able to bring this one even. So we may have seen shaken mental, maybe even shattered mental last time around. But dare I say, they have pulled it together. This is what we saw previously. This was the fluidity. This was the speed that Overlook came into this. I think this is what you expect. And I think, honestly, we discussed a little bit. I think it's what I expect as well.
Yeah, for sure. And hey, it was such an even game earlier. That one off the crossbar coming through from Ian. Now there's a moment here for Gear, who, by the way, has really stepped up in this game one of the grand final. Not someone who we've talked about a lot in the sense of Todd Fan Club, but he is doing fantastic work so far in this game. Going over the top, looking for the double. Overlooked will send it away. Backboard defense so important, and it continues to be. Camster off the right-hand side. The clearance will come through. Is the demo coming in? Not quite just yet for Todd Fan Club.
What we did see a great deal yesterday in the pool stage, we saw a lot of Kazi, a lot of Cam. I mean, again, Gear was the individual that actually stepped up with Kazi out there to play a great deal in the qualifiers. But my goodness, if you would have told me yesterday, hey, actually it was Cam and Kazi, I would have believed you. But ultimately able to step up here in the later portion of the event has Gear been. And indeed, when it matters most, am I right, my guys? So we are just south of a minute. Let's go here in this game, number 2, technically. Todd Fan Club, they would have 2 in their back pocket if they're able to get the dub here. Overlooked, however, looking to make this one a best of 5, just like the series we saw last time.
Yeah, for sure. 50 seconds remaining, and we've seen a few OTs between these two teams already. We are inching ever closer to another one as Gear comes through, gets over the top, looking to go over on the right-hand side. We'll let it go to Camster. Kazi, who's been a bit quiet in this game, looking for the pass into Camster. The bump not coming through, and the clearance should be there from Overlooks, but it's not all the way away. Gear does get a block on it. Now to the left for Overlooks. Ian goes over the top of one. Doesn't beat the second, but off the backboard. The backboard defense not there for Todd Fan Club. They will get the clearance away. Camster pops it high. He's got a boost as well. Backboard, double touch. Oh, it just kind of pancakes and will be sent away by Overlooked.
Just about kills that one, but might be an opportunity to follow up. No, the 50 spike sky high, FTC folks, for the content here in our game number 2. And both of these teams, they have been in an overtime system before, but that one gets away. And Cancer off the kick, all of 3 seconds into this one, gonna make it 2-0 in the series. Dead at mid. Good night, game number 2.
Well, we talked earlier about the anti-climax that sometimes happens in an overtime. We hadn't seen one really this weekend. Yeah. Till that. 3 seconds of OT, a kickoff goal going the way of Todd Fan Club means that they are halfway to the grand prize of $750 and to call themselves the Ability 360 Independence Cup 2025 champions. Overlooked, they fought back from a 2-0 losing position. I'd like to see them take the advantage in this game number 2, technically, but game number 3, it is what it is. This next game, they've got to go ahead.
Yes. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, it was something that I felt once they got behind, we were Dunskies, but no credit to them. They were able to rebound from that. Again, looking crisper than we have seen since that previous series. So able to go out there, able to bring things back even. Yes, you lost in OT. You're down 2 in the series, but we've seen the speed. This looked far crisper, far faster than we saw them in multiple games, right? I think if they bring that level of fluidity, that level of synergy, a little bit dash of ferocity, I think they may very well find that lead. But yes, they have to find it this time around, or we may very well be talking about the situation where they need the reverse sweep, and it's going to be far harder because you got to get some more games.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a reverse sweep in a best of 7, that does require you to get 4 games on the spin, and when you have lost 3 games on the spin against your opponents earlier in the day, the mental can be shaken, the ideas can be a little bit broken. So we'll see exactly what happens. We are just waiting for that game to get back underway. Of course, we have already determined every other position in this tournament, all the way from 3rd down to 32nd. Just 1 and 2 to decide. And game number 3 but 2 is coming through in this grand final.
I want to tack on as well the 5th game taken by Todd Fan Club going back to that series. All right. We had overlooked. Yeah, they got a couple out there, but 5 straight. And that's got to be weighing on the mind a little bit. What must we do to beat these guys. What must we do? They have been there. They have been on the cusp. They have been right there, but not able to cross the finish line. So Overlooked, again, right now, able to respond a couple of times. Last time around, not able to get the dub, but again, bit by bit, cut back, look at the follow, but no, that one unfortunately off, and right out. That is how it has really been as of late, just that touch off, Musty away, be able to grab the save. Overlook, continuing on.
Yeah, lovely opportunity there for Camster, but he will get a demo instead of a goal, and a save onto the crossbar as well. Camster trying to bring it away. Overlooked, they are that split second faster now. This is the Sam juggernaut that I was expecting to see. They're getting to the ball first. They're finding the second ball as well. That is so important. This one is going to be sent long. Camster just tries to get in front, but there it is again. Camster denied because Overlooks are just that little bit quicker around the field, and maybe, just maybe, playtime is over.
Maybe, just maybe, but we saw the pre jumps come out to play in the previous series. Ultimately, again, grabbing that reverse sweep. Did they? That was sent back. Might be able to follow. No one said pulls off, but what I'm seeing right here, it is a kind of a contained aggression, contained speed. They are setting each other up, but then taking their time, pulling off if at all necessary. They are looking to call their shot here, good sir, and that one going to be escorted away. So again, all the credit in the world to Todd Fan Club. They have truly settled in on defense, and again, able to get that one. It is a meeting of the minds, but ultimately ends up being a save. I do believe as well, Ryan. I believe that was coordinated.
Yeah, I think it was as well. And I mean, Overlooked are just going to be looking over their shoulder, wondering what the hell's going on. Because to be honest with you, they have had to play against the two toughest defenses in the entire competition. They played against $100 in the losers final, which of course they did come through with that victory. But now Todd Fan Club, they are a very different prospect. They are making sure that that back line feels like it's a brick wall against the Sam Juggernauts as Kazi into the middle. Camster's there. There's no one back. Where is the defender? Todd Fan Club take the lead as the half ticks down.
Yeah, I think Overlook getting a little bit out of sorts here, out of position most certainly. And I mean, it's cliche, but cliche for a reason. Can't win if you can't score. And right now, it has been a struggle for Overlook. Todd Fan Club finding themselves get in position for a lead on several occasions. Overlook struggling to get back there. They've knotted things up, but constantly denied. Demo back there along the goal line. They're going to be able to get a shot and sends it high. Rushes back around. There is another demo head up, but no, constant denial of every effort, it seems, for Overlook, courtesy of TFC.
Yeah, for sure. And that pass back is a little bit too heavy from De Pluto. The clearance should come through, but it doesn't at the near post. Another big save. How many final moment saves can Todd Fan Club get? Well, not enough, as it turns out. Overlooked able to go level. And that could be such an important goal from De Pluto. There was a player there, just couldn't make it work. And with just under 2 minutes remaining, Overlooks, they want a foothold in this grand final. They need to win this second game to get it, and that is going to help them greatly.
Great 1-2 punch there, De Pluto, knowing that humans indeed need to blink, cuts back off the kickoff, the flick away. And now two individuals out there for Overlook on the board. See if maybe the third is up. And Rhino, again, something that we have not talked about during the season during the series very much. It is a lead for Overlook.
Yeah, it certainly is. And here we go. We'll see if they are able to maintain it, because that's going to be the question now. Todd Fan Club's defense has been stout. It has been stellar, but it has been broken. And so now their offense needs to stand up and be counted. It's not going to with that kind of challenge, but a demo further downfield. Kazi will go by, and an early challenge coming through from Overlooked. They're so fast. They're just challenging everything. They're almost disrespecting Todd Fan Club right now. And it is working in their favor with just over a minute to go.
Yeah, absolutely. What you have to do, again, saw fragility to that confidence previously. We don't see that anymore. This is what we saw coming into game 1 and game 2. We have officially stepped back, but Todd Fan Club, we know the ferocity they can bring, but now we're starting to see that in favor of Overlook. And this is what, coming into this one, I said, yeah, absolutely. If they find that, if they are able to bring this aggression, absolutely, they got the shot. But my goodness, if they're able to get the dub here again, ladies and gentlemen, it would be the first game in 6 that they got over this Todd fan club going back into the winners final. But my goodness, all they have is 40 seconds here in regulation. Don't want to go to an overtime stance, I don't think. Looking to finish this one out to be able to say, yeah, we did it. Yeah, we made it happen. Yes, humanizing moments indeed. But pops it away now. Does Camster headed high. Kazi out there as well, going low. That one nudged on over towards the corner. But maybe an opportunity is Kazi looking to take possession. No big pardon. Gear is there. Medal full of 50. And the nudge away Overlook. Again, just needing 16 seconds of time now. Pop up by Camster out there. Camster might be able to fall there with Gear as well. That one absolutely critical. 10 seconds left to go in this one, ladies and gentlemen. 2-1 in favor of Overlook. Send away. Marvelous save there. And Rhino, might we maybe kind of sort of wanted that one up. 0 seconds left to go here. Might it touch Overlook? Demanding that it do. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Todd fan club, they still have the lead, but Overlook finally able to get a dub against this team.
It will not be a sweep in the grand final. We were hoping that that would be the case, that we wouldn't get a sweep. And that is exactly what happens. Todd fan club, they took the lead in that game. Overlook did the opposite of what I asked of them. But the way that they switched on once that first goal came in, the way that they were so fast around that field, gonna talk about it a lot because I'm genuinely impressed because I've not seen that speed come through from Overlook since game 1 against Todd fan club in the winners final.
Yeah.
I mean, it was something to behold. They were just first at everything. They did such a good job. And they were able to take home the win 2-1. But it is, once again, Monkey Shines, only a one-game series, a one-goal series, a one-goal game.
Indeed. In some cases, goal after goal. But this is what we saw in their matchup against $100. They were able to grind it out and get those 1-goal dubs. And more importantly, right, we talk about speed, we talk about aggression. I'm seeing enthusiasm from this team as well. Not just having fun, but wanting to be there. Going back to your play style, was looking lethargic, dare I say, against $100 and TFC a little bit earlier on, but we are not seeing that now. They are the team that, again, that you talked about, that we expected, the team that we saw previously, like you said, in games 1 and 2. No, we're not getting the 11 total goals or anything like that. Nowhere near the double digits, but we are seeing a different level of enthusiasm and enjoyment, and that is dangerous for TFC.
Yeah, it certainly is, and we will see if TFC can find the answer, find the remedy. So actually, that kind of challenge is not going to be remedying anything, but the 2 demos coming through. It's a demo fest out there right now. So many players off the field. Camster trying to take it through out of the corner. Will be Overlooked to try and send it back away. Off that left side, Camster once again gets in the face of Overlooked, gets the early challenge, a double commit from TFC. Could lead to problems. And, well, it will lead to problems. There we go. Ian Pinheiro will get the finish. Overlooks take advantage of an over-eager Todd fan club.
Well, TFC maybe getting deletions out there, but ultimately Overlooked the lead yet again. Rhino absolutely critical to their desires, able to bring this one even quite possibly. Still tons of time, of course, but TFC back on their heels a little bit. That one going to sneak by, however, courtesy of Gear. We have ourselves a tie ball game, ladies and gentlemen. So back and forth this one goes, and keep in mind, folks, a precarious spot would Overlook be, just needing one more win with TFC if they are able to get this dub. So much on the line here in this game number 4.
So much on the line indeed, as now Todd fan club, they've found something that they hadn't been able to find for about 5 minutes of gameplay, which is a goal against Overlooked, which I didn't think I was going to be saying, but well, Unbroken doesn't care. He has no interest in what anybody else is selling. He wants Overlooked to get this grand final level. And that's exactly what he tries to do there with a wonderful second goal. 2-1, go Overlooked.
And again, getting the protractor on that. What a gorgeous angle on that one as well. So TFC got a little respite there momentarily, but momentarily the key word there. Looking to follow up on that one. Maybe no, instead popped away as Overlooked. Looking to carry out a cross. Indeed, back there, 47 intent kicks this one away, but going to be met. Set high here by Pluto yet again. Maybe a follow to be had, and there is the goal. And we are talking about 3-1 in favor of Overlooked. Fanciful, fancy footwork, gorgeous double. And the folks in blue, the Sam representation, out ahead by 2.
Pluto picks it up from kind of the midfield line and then just does it all himself. Says, move to the side, my teammates. I have got this. Got this, he indeed does. 3 minutes 15 to go. Still time for Todd Fan Club to try and get this one back as the ball goes over the top. It's a push forwards here from Ian, but really be too much else behind it. A big challenge from Kazi. And I think this is the problem, right? We've been singing Gears praises for Todd Fan Club a lot in this series. I've not been singing Kazi's praises all that much, and he seems to be such an important part of the Todd Fan Club roster. When he's online, he looks so, so good. We've not seen him get online yet in this grand final. Waiting for that to happen. And then maybe, just maybe, we're going to be seeing a tight game. That one off the backboard. What an opportunity goes begging.
And rotating back around towards your point as well, how many times did we say Kazi's name yesterday? We said that a ton today, but has been silent and gorgeous save by Overlook there. But yeah, just has been quiet. Of course, we see Cam, we see Gear getting involved a heck of a lot more than he did yesterday, oftentimes playing a deep third. But now stepping up in a huge way, gotta see Kazi get involved way more. Or we're going to see, I think, even more of this Overlook situation, maybe coming to a tie series, maybe even a dub in favor of that. Of course, a ways to go, but still the momentum heavily in favor of Overlook right now.
You're right, a ways to go for sure as this ball now comes across. Good save by Kazi, and here he comes, but oh, he's just not going to get that wave dash to go his way. Now the ball off the backboard will be sent away by Gear, looking to the left, and Overlooked early challenging, disrespecting Todd Fan Club. A confident Overlooked is a scary Overlooked. And at the moment, well, they're terrifying.
They're terrifying. I'm going to add another one in there. Zesty. A Zesty Overlooked. Feisty. Whatever you want. They are fierce. They are ferocious. They are spicy. That one, however, the crossbar in that moment, a TFC fan. We have seen that a couple of times, but indeed a confidence, a belief that we have not seen in Overlook in a hot minute. That one, no, crossbar, Overlook fan, and the nudge. That sky high. It will be challenged to 50. Oh my goodness, Rhino. It has, talk about reversal of fortune, reversal of attitude, and then some. Is now, like you said, signed to a contract, and for good reason. This is where champions are made in series like this, and again, they have been able to respawn so quickly. They have been able to rebound so well between the ears. That is where champions are made, and Overlook showing why they do in fact have a contract.
Yeah, absolutely. And now this one off the backboard cleared away by Kazi, but with 30 seconds left and 2 goals to find Todd Fan Club, they have been stilted in their aggression. That's exactly what they are struggling to do. I mean, 1 goal in a 5-minute game of Rocket League is very unlike them. They might get a second here. That's off the inside of the bar. And that just goes to show you exactly how things have been going for Todd Fan Club since that first/second game of the grand final. 5 seconds left on the clock. This is gonna be that. And I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, I mean, Ian just wants a bit of style points and I respect it, but I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, we had seen our final best of 3. Let me tell you what, Monkey Shines, that's not true, because we've got one right now, right here in the grand final. The previous 3 games out the window.
We do, and then this one has spun on its head in terms of momentum. TFC looking fantastic there in the early going. However, we said the exact same thing about this fine crew out there from Sam, or in the previous series. Looked great in the first 2 games, and then it was just all the way around. Same thing happening here. And right now, if you're TFC, I mean, what do you say here? I mean, yeah, you came out looking fantastic, but it has just been a complete forcing of the opposite direction here, right? The winds have just absolutely changed, and really, I don't even know. What do you say if you're TFC here?
You say we beat them once and we can do it again.
Huh?
That's what you say. Listen, this is the thing, right? Overlooked have the hardest job to bring their mental back because they have been against TFC before and been on the losing side. TFC, if they lose 2 games, they're like, oh, we lost 2 games in a row in the winners final, and then we turned it around and won 3 in a row against them. So why wouldn't it just be the same thing? Yeah, okay, we lost game 2 a little bit more than, we did in that first game, in that first series. But nonetheless, TFC, I don't think they're going to be stressing just yet, but someone here must have grand final point. They must have championship point. Will it be Overlooked? Will it be Todd Fan Club? Both teams playing very close to 100% now, which means this grand final could actually go either way. I'd love to see it go to Overlooked. I'd love to see it go to Todd Fan Club. But what I'd more love to see, Monkey Shines, is a Game 7.
Same. I said that when coming into the day. I will always be here for a game number 7. But I think right now, if you're TFC, what treats you well right now is an overtime mentality. You treat this as the next goal wins. And you know what happens after that? Again and again and again, because we have seen them really come in clutch. So I think if you're able to bring that out here in regulation, I know it might sound a little bit weird, but there is a certain mentality, there is a certain element of dialing in those moments that TFC has been able to be so successful with. That one off the back wall, going to be kicked high here yet again. And I have not seen that same level of determination from them in a few games, because again, Overlook able to finally get that one win first time in 6 games, able to get another one. And again, momentum appears to be on their side and then some.
Yeah, it certainly does. But this game 5, as you see it, is... well, it's going to feel a little bit different just because of the situation that we have on our hands. Both teams are not going to want to make a mistake. Both teams are not going to throw all of their kind of resources into offense. You're not going to see too many triple commits. What you're going to see is more measured gameplay. That is why we've had not so many goals in this one so far. But I tell you what, Ian is looking for one here for Overlooked. Going to find the pass really that he was looking for, and the catch for Todd Fan Club. The pinch downfield as well is nice, but the backboard defended by Overlooked, and they can start marching back downfield. The pinch not going to find the power that they were looking for, though. Now it's Todd Fan Club to try and take over.
And we need to point out as well, we are on the cusp of 10 total games between these two teams today, and we've got at least one more after that. So at this point, both these teams understanding the other's preferences, proclivities. However, Kazi mentioned his name, said, been a little bit quiet, so let me grab my megaphone and say a little something so you guys can give some love. My goodness, and nobody able to get back in time for Overlook.
And here we go then. The mental gymnastics begin. Todd Fan Club losing 2 straight to Overlooked. They win this game. It's going to be real difficult for Overlooked to kind of, well, overlook the fact that we saw this happen in that winners final. It's now happening in the grand final. Overlooked must equalize. They must win this game in order to put Todd Fan Club on the back foot. At the moment, they are behind after a great breakaway. Now this ball back. I think that's going to be Gear trying to collect. Wants the double. Just doesn't get the angle. Another opportunity. Bottom right-hand corner off the post. And the save actually credited. Overlooked survive another attack. There's another one coming through. That one's over the bar. And the last player a bit too deep. I think that might be Kazi. Ball off the backboard. A chance on the counter. Overlooked miss it.
And I will say, you know, you pointed this out before, right? You get overloaded with, or you get overlooked with a couple of wins, and then Todd Fan Club you are officially given the green light to go out there and get the dub, because they definitely look more alert than we saw previously. So it might have been sleepwalking there a little bit, but indeed the alarm going off, and now 1-0 in favor of TFC. So it really seems like not just momentum, but the mental in general. Just seesawing, teeter-tottering back between these two teams right now. And yes, we are talking about TFC able to get on the board 100%. But of course, how quickly have we seen Overlook be able to respond on that one? And now we see the speed trying to equalize here yet again. That track meet mentality. It is back. That one popped up against the wall. Going to go high is now Gear in position there yet. Well, gorgeous carry and the slowness. Oh my goodness. That bag of no denied here yet again. And the TSC defense locking in when it matters most. My goodness, sir.
And I tell you something we haven't really talked about all that much as well, which I think it is important to talk about, the laser coming through, is the fact that Todd Fan Club, they are playing on home servers, right? Overlooked are going to be playing from SAM on what I understand to be US West servers, which means their ping is likely going to be over 100 easily. Maybe north of 150. So they are combating that. And Kazi, well, he doesn't care. He is not interested in the pings. He's not interested in losing. He doubles Todd Fan Club's lead with 22 seconds left. It needs to be a kickoff goal. It doesn't come through. Overlooked. Maybe there's an opportunity here to bring it back to 1, but no, the defense stands tall again.
Because he's certainly interested in a hat trick if he can possibly get it, but it does appear, ladies and gentlemen, that it will be a game number 6 and quite possibly series point. And again, the speed of this defense of TSC to deny. And, you know, you did mention the ping issue, but again, really testament to what Overlook has been able to accomplish here on US West servers. But here we are. Here we are. If they want to be able to take away that $750 grand prize, they got to win too. Meanwhile, for TFC, they got a game coming into this one. They need one more to do so.
Yeah, they certainly do. And there is someone who's been very, very vocal about their support of TFC in chat. And I respect that. I'm sure they're going to be very, very excited at the prospects that they are one game away from earning themselves $600 because they've already got the 150. So I'm taking that away from the 750. They're going to earn themselves $600 right here if they are able to win this game number 6. However, if Overlooked win it, if they are able to get the better of the Todd Fan Club defense, then Monkey Shines, we go to the fabled game 7.
We do indeed, and I am here for Champions Field, but right out there, the biggest TSC fan in the world, I think, right now, trying to give them all of their energy. It's big shout out to the TSC contingent of 1, but I swear it would be 25. So here we are, folks. It is game number 6. Can Overlook, will Overlook, Unbroken look to have a little something to say about the idea of whether or not we're going to Champs Field, and that one just too slow an effort. And Overlook, if they have punished one thing today, it is slowness.
Yeah, it certainly is. And Overlooks, they always do feel that little bit quicker. And I mean, the request from chat was stand tall TFC. I can tell you for a fact, they didn't. They have fallen initially. They've lost that goal, but their offense has proven time and time again to be potent. But a great save from Ian keeps Overlooked ahead.
So just over 4 minutes left to go in this one. Overlooked able to get that first lead. And when they have done so, Rhino, they have really been able to build upon it. And again, it just seems that this absolutely insanely fast Sam roster is even a step faster in that measure. It seems to do something extra special to their confidence, a power up, a level up almost. But still, TFC, again, right now, I'd say can take more risks. They can play a little bit looser right now. Overlooked, of course, they lose. We are done here, and it is but a goal difference as well. And how many times between these two teams have we talked about a goal difference?
Uncountable. That's a lie. You absolutely could count it if you wanted to. I can't count it right now, though, as that's for sure. As 3 minutes 17 on the clock. Overlooked have a couple of times taken a 2-goal advantage, though. We have seen them kind of win a game 2-0 here and there, and they've definitely had their moments, but just a 1-goal difference between these two teams. It just feels right. There's just something that feels good about it. With just under 3 minutes left, there is time to rectify it. Todd Fan Club try and move down the field. It's blocked off by DePluto for the moment, but play made under the Todd Fan Club attack. The chance over the top. Unbroken is going to have to be the last line of defense, and is able to send it up onto the side wall, but Todd Fan Club expecting it, ready for it. Gear with the pass inside. It's up off the top from Kazi, looking for the pass back to Cam. He's not going to get there first.
And it is in these moments, by the way, that I'm going to go back to their series against $100. Absolute grinder. And while they may have not looked like what we anticipated before, what we saw before, an opportunity goes awry. Again, when you go in those situations, you understand how to be successful there. And with that 1-goal lead they have right now, they know how to win these moments. And we almost saw 2. We do see the demolition. And now TFC, like you said, they have been able to score in a hurry. They have been able to score in bunches. We got to see Kazi come back to say hello. That would spike back down, set away. Now we're going to get popped back again. Sam representation looking to make it 2-0. And if they do, might we be talking about the fabled Champions Field? Might we have the opportunity? And honestly, I'm not going to lie to you, Rhino. This series, these two teams, they deserve to go out there.
Yeah, they really do. We deserve it as viewing audience as well from watching this entire story unfold from the very first minute yesterday. It's now to Pluto. Looks for the pass inside. He's only found Kazi, who goes over the top, wants the block, doesn't really get enough of it, but he gets the boost steal, and how important could that be? Demo coming through, but it's an overlooked car there first. A nice pass up onto the sidewall. 1 minute to go. Todd Fan Club, they'd love to put this away in Game 6, but with a bump like that, you're simply never gonna get it done. And Overlooked double their lead with just over a minute left. They want Champions Field.
That arc, gorgeous and ferocity to make it happen. Bungo 3 left to go in this one. Of course, you talk about a shot to score every 30 seconds. Certainly doable, especially from a TFC crew that has done it before. I do believe Camster, no! Instead, the defense coming up huge for Overlook. That one popping off the side. Now trying to rotate back is TFC. Dangerous spot. They need to find a way to push up and do so in a hurry. However, stealing it away now is Overlook. Met off the low 50. It dies, and not going to be able to sneak that past. Maybe one last gasp effort looking for the pinch. And not going to be able to. Instead, Overlook just going to kill a little bit more time. If they do indeed, we will be headed to the elitist, the biggest of grandest of stages. That is Champions Field. A little bit of smooching going on there in an attempted Rule 1, a faux Rule 1, at least for the moment. And Rhino,
It was not.
I do believe
not a faux Rule 1. It was a broken Rule 1. It was a broken Rule 1, and in a charity event, no less.
Broken? Well, in that case, then you're just putting yourself out there for disappointment at Champions Field. Quite frankly, that is just absolutely cannot be having that.
No, we cannot, as this one does look like that's where it's headed. 0 seconds hits. It's impossible for Todd Fan Club to get it back. So Overlooked, excuse me for a moment, managed to go even 3-3, but technically 3-2 on the day because there was a game advantage to Todd Fan Club before an event. Anyway, point of the matter is we have seen every single best of today. We've seen a best of 3. We've seen a best of 5. We've seen a best of 7. And now, Monkey Shines. It all comes down, it condenses to 5 minutes of Rocket League. A best of 1 to determine who walks away the Independence Cup champion for 2025.
I feel there is a qualifier that needs to go there, good sir. 5 minutes of regulation.
Of regulation.
That's right.
Correct.
Thank
yes.
you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, no, don't you dare apologize to me. Keep in mind, folks, though, this game right here, the 11th these teams have played against each other today. I mean, my goodness, we saw them, like you said, a best of 5, and now here we are, best of 7 technically, although one already in the back pocket of TFC coming into this one. Honestly, my friend, I would ask what you have to do, but my answer for both of these teams is keep doing what you're doing because it has been successful for you.
The answer is very simple. The way that both of these teams need to approach this is play Rocket League. Play your Rocket League. Don't get sucked in by what the opponent wants to do. Don't try and be something that you are not. Stick to what you know. Stick to what you're good at. And Overlooked right now are looking to be good at scoring, but Gear makes sure that he falls down from the heavens and makes a huge block to keep the scoreline level early.
And I'm just going to throw this out here as well. I mean, it is Overlooked versus TFC, but also an element of NA versus Sam, to be fair. We've talked about, what those two regions look like in this because, these are two teams. TFC! Kazi, beg pardon. We need to stop a moment. We talked about a team that's, around Swiss, things of that nature. But right now, 1-0, and when TFC has been able to get that score, oftentimes it has stayed on the side of TSC, but Overlook most certainly can bring this even. 4-11 left.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, Todd Fan Club, we know that when they go ahead, they can be so difficult to break down. They've already proven it in this game that they are difficult to break down, but that's a bump on the player retreating. There is a second man there to make the block, though. Gear continuing to play third man and play it so impressively. Overlook do not seem to have an answer for him right now, other than take him away from the play, get him bumped, get him demoed, get rid somehow. And even then, it's not always worked out for them. So still time, only 1 goal, but the number of times we've seen these two teams competing in a 1-goal game is quite frankly frightening. There's now all Gamster misses. but Overlooked are not going to latch on to that opportunity.
A level of tension, quite frankly, that we all deserve. You say, let's talk about those one-goal games, but it has been a tremendous, we'll say, mini rivalry almost that has developed here in this marvelous event. We deserve to be out here. We deserve, each and every one of us, you guys, everybody in attendance, and quite frankly, it has been a treat. But right now, it is just about, indeed, 3 minutes of regulation, 1-0 in favor of TFC, but Overlook still plenty of time, of course, to be able to bring this one. Even no reason, as we said, to go away from what brought you to this dance, what brought you to this grand finals. Get TFC able to get their way through the uppers the whole way. Meanwhile, Overlook pop down to the lowers, courtesy of this TFC crew. But now here we are, able to get back after the game advantage in the back pocket of TFC, bringing this one even, bringing it to champion field, bringing it to a best of one. We are at halftime, and that one spikes high at mid.
Yeah, but there's an opportunity here. A snapshot taken by Ian. It will be saved away. DePluto looks for the pass, but up first is Todd Fan Club, and that says to me that Overlooked have just taken their foot off the gas a little bit. They're not quite as quick as they were once in this series. Maybe it's lethargy, maybe it's fatigue. Who is to say? But for right now, Todd Fan Club are the quicker around this map, and that is going to be concerning Overlooked significantly as they try to get this one across. It's a fight on the goal line, but in the end, Pluto will be able to send it away. Looking for the pass mid, and it will be blocked beautifully by, I think that was Gear once again. No, it was not. That was Kazi. My apologies. Gear now fakes out the Musty, tries to catch it, and Camster can't finish. Back and forth we go. A bit of a basketball match ensuing. Still 1-0 to Todd Fan Club.
And I'll go back to the almost attract me mentality too. Back and forth this one goes. Both of them racing towards the finish line. And I think ultimately it will be speed overall, not just offense, but defense as well. And it has been absolutely fantastic for both of these teams. That one sent over towards TSC's side of the pitch is now Kazi. No, big pardon, can't keep control. Instead, popped up the side looking for the shot on. But now is Overlook looking for one more. That shot will indeed be on Buck. 11 ones all the way across the score bug. And folks, we are not done here by any stretch of the imagination. Absolutely not. Again, I had to throw that qualifier out there of regulation. But still, this one could spin on a dime in either direction in a hurry. Just north of a minute remaining in regulation.
And here is the thing, right? You would expect that this Overlooked roster are going to be the more accustomed to a Game 7 overtime, right? That level of excitement, that level of nerves, that level of tension will probably go in their favor, but we're not there yet. Todd Fan Club, they know that they are just probably one goal away from winning this event. Overlooked, well, they'll know the same thing, so it's all about trying to score before regulation ends. That drop down from Kazi, not quite good enough. Camster gets up well, but he's only dropped it down to Overlooked. There's a demo on the backlines. In fact, it's a double demo between a TFC and Overlooked member. So 2v2 ensues, and Camster goes over the top. Oh, it's beautiful! Gear, how dare you steal that away from Camster, who's made a beautiful run. That ball is glued, sellotaped, somehow got cable ties around it to his bonnet, and he scores. And I'm not considering that to be a Gear goal. That is Camster who made that one completely 2-1.
And I'm sure at the end of the day, they will say, hey, team play. We want to be able to walk away with the biggest of prizes out here. Totally understand why you're saying what you're saying. Still an opportunity back down to Overlook, but no, it will be sent away. 10 seconds left to go in this one. Ladies and gentlemen, TFC just needs to keep this one alive. Maybe press up to the opposite side of the pitch a little bit more. It has been a tremendous day over that one. Pop back down. Zeros on the clock. 2-1 in favor of TFC. Kicked out the dome of Unbroken. Overlooked. A little bit more, a little effort. That one sent away off the pitch, back down, and it will touch. TSC able to get the dub to best. The Sam representation. What an absolute delight. We demanded it, came into the day thinking we could see some absolutely fantastic Rocket League, just some tremendous series, and we got it from pillar to freaking post. Congratulations to TFC, but GG's to each and every one of the teams that have been out there, to Overlook, to $100, to each and every one of you. It has been a delight, an honor, and a privilege.
And we are going to just prepare, my producer, that we do want to see the graphic one more time because we want to make it official. We want to have that moment in the sun for Todd Fan Club. And there it is. That is very, very quick from production. Thank you very much,
It
Dan,
is.
for bringing that one up. Great work. As Todd Fan Club, 4-3 victors against Overlooked in the grand final. You can talk about ping, you can talk about different regions, all you like, but the facts are in front of you. What a day of Rocket League we have had. I mean, these were the two teams. You look back right the way through this bracket, right? These were the two best teams in the tournament. They locked horns twice. Both times they went the distance. And Monkey Shines, we're so thankful that they did.
Absolutely. Tremendous. And again, really testament to what they were able to battle back against for the fine folks out there at Overlook. Ping issues, all that sort of thing, and yet they're still out there pumping up an absolutely tremendous matchup. What we deserved, we got the best of 5. We got the best of 7. A little bit of everything in between, and absolutely. Can we run this? No, we're not going to run this back today. I'm sure they're ready to step aside, but hey,
Go again.
I am here. No, let's get run another 7. I am here for this rematch in the future, whatever it might be. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing work. And you know what? You were talking about him a moment ago, and I'm going to go back around. I want to give all the love in the world to our producer, Dan, who has hung on through absolute all this, that, and the other. It has been a pain and then some for him, but he has carried on. He has endured. And ladies and gentlemen, it has been an amazing event. I want to thank Dan. I want to thank all the fine folks out there who afforded me this opportunity. Of course, I want to thank my brother in arms, Rhino. This has been amazing.
Certainly has. And that is a wrap on the 3rd annual Ability 360 Independence Cup presented by Q90. What an incredible day of Rocket League. Clutch goals, unbelievable saves, and non-stop energy from teams across the country and around the world. Huge congratulations to our top 3 teams in first place, taking home $750. It's Todd Fan Club. In second place, earning $150. It's Overlooked Esports. And in third place, with $75, it's $100, which does make sense if you listen to it in your heads. You played your hearts out and you earned every bit of that prize. But beyond the competition, we wanted to thank everyone who tuned in, donated, and supported the event. Your generosity will help Ability 360's adaptive athletes travel to tournaments across the country, covering flights, hotels, and accessible transportation so they can compete at the highest levels. Special thanks again to our sponsor Q90 and our booster sponsors as well, Bank of America, Guild Mortgage, Gus Rosenfeld, and Ryan Companies. Your support made this possible. To everyone watching, thank you for being a part of this. Whether you played, donated, or just cheered from chat, you helped make a real impact. If you don't get a chance to donate yet, it's not too late. Just head to ability360.org/donate to be a part of the mission. We are going to shut this one down. Myself and Monkey Shines, make sure to follow us on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, wherever you find your socials. You can find us at those links below. It would be greatly appreciated. And a huge thank you, as Monkey Shines already alluded to our producer, Dan, behind the scenes, pushing the buttons, making everything work, and also tournament organizing. That man does way more for this tournament than should ever be allowed, and it should be recognized massively. Thank you so much.
Again, I'm going to throw this out there real quick.
Another
one
round
more
of applause.
time. There we go. Yes, there you go.
Another round of applause. Absolutely deserved. But from all of us here at Ability 360, it's been a pleasure to bring you the last 2 days of Rocket League action. We are going to shut this one down. One final plug, ability360.org/donate. Not too late, but it is for our game. Congratulations one more time to Fan Club for taking home the victory and the $750. We'll see you next time for the Independence Cup 2026. See you soon.